What's up, guys? Matthew, getting ready to watch episode 1137 of One Piece. Obviously, there was no episode last week. I think it was like voting or something like that in Japan. They delayed the episode a week. I don't have any problems with that. This is just a little small, tiny rant. I know that people love One Piece. I know that One Piece is one of the greatest animes of all time. But I just hate people who have no patience. I literally saw, this episode get delayed and people were going crazy. Oh, this show, they hate us, this, that. Guys, calm down. It's a 20-minute episode of One Piece. You can wait a week, okay? But obviously, again, we're nearing the end of last episode felt very much like a Kuma retrospective, like of his life. Obviously it was called Kuma's life. I don't know if we're still going to finish up Bonney and see exactly what Bonnie's doing in the past, or how she ended up where the story began for her, or if we're going to jump back to the present and then, I don't know, get like another flashback about Bonney later, because there's still a whole bunch of questions about her and her power and where she ended up. So, not major, but just stuff I'd like to know. So that is on my mind. I'm very excited. Obviously, this arc, and specifically these last like 10 episodes. How long has it been? Like 10 episodes, maybe. This flashback has been amazing. So I'm very excited to see how they continue Egghead. So I'm ready to get into it. If you guys liked the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the full length reactions up on Patreon, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It really does help me out. Let's get into it. I say a rant about patience. I just had to wait 40 minutes for the English subtitles. So Jesus, why is this being filmed like a movie? What's going on? No intro? Oh, stop. That's so beautiful. Oh my god. No. Stop it. Strangles him. No. Stop it.
出してごらん。何？クマから預かっておった。10歳の誕生日プレゼント。お父さんから嬉しい。
It's like, and I love like the innocence, like obviously she turned back into a kid, but I mean, it's like when she's in the other form, it's like a form of protection. You know what I mean? She's portraying another person almost, whereas this is her natural state where she's most comfortable, where that's what she is. Back into fighting mode? Oh, what a shot. We're back, man. It's been so long. Is Saturn hearing this? Oh man. What a bump. No, I'm joking. This man should have been killed 5 times already in this arc. No. He's about to be. I promise you that. Just getting a Morley training session. The Revolutionary Army is so weird. But you don't have a kid. Does this man have a fruit, dude? Does this man dragon have like a wind fruit or a weather fruit or something like that? Weather god of weather. Oh, look at that act of defiance. What are you going Nika mode? Nika like. Yeah, his face is crazy. He's shaking. It's a distraction. I don't know.
何をわけわかんねえこと。
こいつの中でまだニカと麦わらの白い姿は繋がってないようだ。
Yeah, she's kind of stupid, but you don't need these sound effects.
おい、誰だ？そいつに食。
Who slipped him the food?
いえ、我々は何も。すぐに回廊石の手錠をかけろ。あ、直ちにすぐに捕まえろ。
He's back up again. Wow. Did you slip him food? Kizaru slipped him food?
その能力は
Oh?
私が与えたのだ。
Little experiment thing, that's why they were so interested in her.
直接身を食えぬ赤子にエキスで能力を与えられるかの実験だった。
Fruit extract. Oh, that's kind of... Oh, that's horrifying.
年々の実。
Oh, it happened when she was young.
その能力はいかなる未来にも変身できるが、現実を知るたびに選べる未来が狭くなる。
Oh, wow. So the older you get, the worse the power.
ニカを信じたいんだな。
I know it is.
ニカはいる。父がお前らに従うサイボーグになった日からお父さんを解放してもらいたくてずっと探し続けてる。
もういないと思い始めている証拠が今の弱さ。
I mean, all the proof is right there. You should know. I mean, she even said it early into the arc, like, I saw that picture, your hair is white.
説を信じ、お前の父も私にこう言った。
So I would assume the original Nika was also Buccaneer blood, and the Buccaneers are just followers of him, or ancestors, or descendants. I mean,
第八夫人となったお前の母に
drug
薬
experiments?
物実験をしたのも私だ。また副作用の青いあざが出て失敗。
Okay. Yo, this man is so much more evil than I thought. I already thought that he was the most despicable man in the world.
が生まれた子にも遺伝するとはな。
Yo, oh my god, she's going like light Yagami mode. Is he here? Is it him? Has he arrived? Oh, I've got goosebumps. Oh, I've got goosebumps.
お前が。
あんたの実験、あんたの実験じゃと。熊の家族は制御五輪に翻弄されたんじゃぞ。
I didn't even think about that. He essentially gave, oh my, he gave the disease and then blackmail, essentially, you know, extorted Kuma to save her daughter from the disease. That's crazy.
虫けらの気持ちを理解しろというのか。
Insects and the Bonney with the bugs. I didn't think of that connection.
不可能だ。
Oh my god, the goosebumps that I have right now are insane. It's Bartholomew Kuma! Oh my god, what a shot. This might be one of the best episodes of One Piece. I'm being serious. Like, this is top 20. I feel like a kid. I feel like a kid.
クマが来るはずがない。
I lied. But buddy, you had a couple tricks up your sleeve. Vegapunk had a couple up his. She's gonna be heartbroken for a little bit, but the minute that she sees Luffy back in, not even Luffy, the minute she sees this beast of a man, man, he back up, dude. The pain, the damage that this man has endured in with like 6 hours is crazy. No, baby girl, no. Yeah, an iconic shot. Oh. I can't believe how much this is. Maybe since the inception of this channel, this episode has given me arguably the most goosebumps out of any singular episode of TV. Oh my god, well just kill her! You have her in her hand! It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Your spirit will return. You and Luffy are going to double Nika punch this man. Oh my god. Oh, stop it! This episode is insane. Oh my god. What a shot! Look how cinematic this is! Like, oh my god. Keep blocking it. Oh. What a shot. He's come back alive.
バッカニア族の子供、お前には奴隷になることと死ぬことしか許されていない。母さんが死んだよ。
This man literally was the absolute root cause of everything.
こいつは死んだはずだ。
About to get chucked across the island.
連れ去った数日後、私はこいつの自爆スイッチを押したのだから。
Hidden thing. If he ever pushed that, it would reawaken a part of him. I would assume that's what Vegapunk did. Oh my god! He just Troilosed him! He just Bellamy'd him! Oh my god. Oh. You know that this was the best episode of One Piece in like hundreds of episodes, in my opinion. Like, really, like this might be a top 10 episode for me. You know it's the best because there's no opening or ending. Like, that's how packed they wanted the episode to be. A rumor, I didn't really look into it because I don't look up anything One Piece related. I don't want to get spoiled. But I heard that they might do another opening and ending for the final third of Egghead. No complaints. I love openings and endings. That's awesome. Oh my god, look at him! So first of all, I want to start off with this, okay? And I'll call myself out for being a hypocrite. If you remember at the beginning of the episode, I went, man, you guys, I hate the people who are whining and complaining about getting One Piece a week later than it should have, like this and that. It's just, Let me tell you what. When I tried to start the episode and the English subtitles weren't up for 40 minutes, I was so irrationally annoyed. So you know what? Maybe I misspoke. Okay, maybe I didn't realize how much I needed this episode of One Piece. Okay, and, you know, maybe the people that I saw that were so upset online were people who had read the manga and knew what was about to come next. So you know what? I'm gonna take the L. I was wrong on that. The second thing I do want to say, and I'll get into the specifics of this episode, but looking back at last episode, I thought the last episode was great, but it was it was majority like a recap essentially of an arc, and it was emotional. Like, don't get me wrong, like it was a great episode. But I saw people going like, oh, that was like a top 5, top 10 episode of One Piece, and I just in my head I'm like, what? That wouldn't crack my top 100. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a great episode, but I didn't think it was like the tippity top of the verse. That episode right there was the tippity top of the verse. That was so action packed, so emotional, so everything. Again, this isn't a complaint. This isn't a negative. Again, I repeat, you guys look at my room. Like, I love One Piece. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. But because of how many episodes there are, and because the pacing is weird, again, I've said on my channel multiple times, I have no problem with One Piece pacing, with it being so slow. Like, I would much prefer an anime be slow than it be rushed. So I don't have any inherent problems, but you can tell that the pacing in One Piece is weird. Most episodes only have like 14 or 15 minutes of content, as opposed to like 22 like a normal anime, because there's a lot of recaps and there's really slow scenes that just drag out punches and stuff like that. Again, I have no problem with it, but that's the truth. But because of those pacing, oddities, it's hard for me to like specifically call out specific episodes of One Piece as being great. You know what I mean? One Piece is so long and it has so many episodes that you tend to look at arcs. You know what I mean? And even when the big moments happen in the anime, especially post time skip where there's so many characters and so many storylines going on, it's not like a compact focus on one storyline. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember exactly, and I may be incorrect in saying this, and this is just one topic that I'm thinking of, and I may be absolutely incorrect, but like, think to like the Gear 5. You know what I mean? Nika Awakening. I'm pretty sure that like that episode isn't just about Luffy. Like, you flash to other storylines, to stuff that isn't really that important, and it sort of waters down the big moment of it because there's so many episodes that you need to the creators need to touch a little bit of each storyline in each one, if that makes any sense. So the reason that I'm saying that this episode was so great, and the reason that like, and it's mostly flashbacks, because flashbacks are so focused on one storyline that's why most people, including me, say that the best parts of One Piece in the anime are the flashbacks, because they're so, they're about one thing. This episode was one thing, and it was so packed that like there was no rush, or there was no like dragging anything out. Like they cut the opening and they cut the ending essentially because they wanted to just give a pure focus on the story. So that's why like this was top 10 episode of One Piece for me. And again, that may be slight recency bias because I've watched over 1,100 episodes of it, but I genuinely think, like, off the top of my head, that's like top. That's like top 30 bare minimum. So it was emotional. I said it multiple times, but like, and look, if you guys watch my One Piece reactions or you watch any of my reactions on my channel, I say that I have goosebumps way too often. Okay, and no, I'm not lying or anything like that. I just get goosebumps very easily, it seems. But I had goosebumps for almost the entire episode. You know what I mean? And probably, I would say I've cried, during One Piece before. You know what I mean? Talking like Senior Pink or stuff like that. Other flashbacks, Robin stuff. I've not cried about One Piece on the channel thus far, but that was the closest. And obviously the entire Kuma and Bonney, flashbacks, and Ginny, I would even include. They were all really emotional and really heavy hitting and all that. And they got me close, but this one got me close, man. Got me close. Moving on to some specifics. J. Garcia Saturn is a despicable being. And again, it's way too early, and even though I've essentially seen him be like a main villain for like 20 episodes, I've barely seen him, if that makes any sense. I just sort of get his motives, not even his motives. I just get what he does. Like, it says, "Oh, I did this. Oh, I did that." But I think that Saturn may be like top 3 most evilest beings in this verse. And it's One Piece. There is a lot of evil people. He literally did everything. Like, I thought he was despicable for doing that to Kuma. No, 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 no. He did experiments on toddlers. Okay. He also did experiments on the mother. Okay, got the mother sick with a life-threatening disease. She died. The disease passes on to the infant. Okay, and then the father of that infant makes a deal with Saturn himself to save the kid, but you have to use me as a weapon. That's crazy. That is insane levels of despicability. Okay, that was great. Oh my god, man. And that punch at the end was iconic. I made a reference. It was very much like Bellamy or Charlo's punch. Obviously a different level because I would assume that Saturn is not knocked out. But again, that's what I don't know, because I don't know how long this arc is going to be. And obviously, I repeat, I said this in the middle of the episode, but I think I heard that that Egghead's getting another opening and another ending. So to me, that would like say like at least another 15 episodes or so, at least. Probably like, you know what I mean? Like, well, how long did we have this opening? What would episode 37? About 15. Yeah. So I would assume we might have like another opening for like another 15 episodes or so. I don't know how like true that rumor is. I don't look at One Piece. One Piece is the one thing that I do not look at anything. I don't look at funny memes. I don't look at this. I don't look at that. I don't like to, because the minute you give into one, you're gonna get spoiled on something. So, but yeah, I'm intrigued because I would not be surprised if that was essentially a game-ending blow for Saturn. The reason that I say that is because, and I don't mean like Saturn would die from it or anything. I just mean that they would get out, they would escape, they would run away. While, you know what I mean, the most powerful guy is on the ground. And obviously with Kizaru out of his element, you know, I would assume, the way that it was filmed, I'm almost positive that he gave that food to Luffy. He's probably the only one fast enough to be able to go undetected. You know what I mean? So, I'm intrigued, man. I'm very intrigued. Because, again, I repeat, I'll talk about Kizaru for a minute, and again, I don't want to focus on too much of him this episode, because it wasn't really a Kizaru episode, even though he had a big moment, but again, I'm gonna look absolutely stupid if it wasn't Kizaru with the food, but I'm almost positive that it was Kizaru with the food. I think ever since Sabaody, when Kizaru was introduced, he immediately, like coolness factor wise, easily my favorite admiral. Okay, until they focused on he was I would say he was my favorite. I would say he was my favorite, and then Marineford happened, and then Alkainu was probably like he's probably my favorite, a little bit ahead of Kizaru, and then Dressrosa happened, where Fujitora became like, you know, like top tier, because he's the only one that's really had a focus on character. So that's why I'm so interested in this, because we are getting Kizaru focus, and I don't know how much big of a role he'd play. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he's going to be, because obviously he's essentially betrayed the Marines. And I don't know his exact mindset, or his, you know what I mean? I don't know if he was on. I don't know if he's evil Marine follower, worshiper, or he's just doing his job, or he's just good at fighting, and he's, you know what I mean? I don't know why he became a Marine. I don't know if he actually believes in the justice that the Marines are trying to instill. You know, so I don't know if what he's done with Luffy, giving him food and not going all out and essentially wanting to save Vegapunk and save Kuma and save Bonney. I don't know if that's like, this is his betrayal, or he's always not been a follower. You know what I mean? I don't know if this is the first time in his life where his morality is being challenged because the people he cares about are being punished by the people who he works for. You know what I mean? I would kind of lean towards that. Like, this is the first time that he's questioning his loyalty. And I don't know if that's something he'd be He'd obviously be punished for it, or if it found out, but I don't know if it'd be like, okay, we're gonna kill you, or we're gonna strip you of your title, or like I don't know what that would be. Because also, when you have someone as powerful as Kizaru, now look, like Emu and the elders, the Gorosei, they're stronger than Kizaru. I would be led to believe. Im is 100% stronger. At bare minimum, the Gorosei is equal because they're a little older, but I would think that the Gorosei are stronger. But even if they were, you know what I mean? Even if they were so much stronger, I don't think that I would make Kizaru an enemy. You know what I mean? Like if it's just this one instance that he can't do his orders, I just wouldn't have him interact with Saturn or Bonney or not Saturn. I wouldn't have him interact with Bonney or Vegapunk or Kuma or anything like that. I would just have him do other things because it's Kizaru. He's really really strong. But I like that moment. I really did. I don't know if it's going to be something like for the rest of it. Again, I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know if we're going to get to another fight. I don't know if Luffy's going to fight Saturn. I don't know if Saturn's already knocked out. I don't know if we're just going to escape and run away. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's another thing too. Like, is Kizaru going to keep acting? Like he gave Luffy food, but is he going to like enter another fake fight and get knocked out to make it look more believable, or is he just going to act like he's knocked out the whole time? I'm interested in that. I'm very interested in that. That episode was so good. Oh my god, that was so good. Again, like I'm thinking of some of my favorite episodes, and my favorite episode, I'm stupid. I forget the number off the top of my head. I think it's like 230. It's either like 223 or 233 or something like that. My favorite episode, my favorite moment of One Piece is Usopp versus Luffy. Both episodes, the argument in the first episode and then the actual fight in the second episode. Those are by far my two favorite episodes. Then obviously, you know, the walk to Arlong Park, Gear 5. And then, you know, the plethora of flashbacks, Robin flashbacks, Nolan Calgera and Skypiea, like, you know, episode 151. Those are some of my favorites. This is in that category. Easily my favorite episode of Egghead. And when I say easily, I don't want people to think I've been disliking Egghead, because again, Egghead is already my sixth favorite arc? I think it's my sixth favorite arc. I think I officially had it above Sabaody. Egghead's already my sixth favorite arc. Okay, I love it considerably more than Wano. Okay, you guys, if you've been listening to my channel for a while, I don't hate Wano or anything, but it wasn't like elite. It wasn't 10 out of 10. I think it's the most overrated arc in the entirety of One Piece. But this arc, on the other hand, is peak. This is peak. Okay, and that was the best episode of peak in my opinion. So I'm so happy, man. That was so amazing. I really hope there's not another delay. And again, I'm a hypocrite, but I'm not a hypocrite. I can wait another week. You know, like it's not that big of a deal. But I do want that other episode. I want the rest of this arc. If it's gonna continue being at this level, and I'm so hyped for Elbaf too. And obviously that's a slight spoiler. I do know that it's not a spoiler because they've talked about Elbaf, you know, before. But I know that with 100% certainty, Elbaf is the next arc. There's a lot of stuff we can do there too. You know, interact with Saul. And again, whether or not that's a good decision to bring Saul back alive, I don't know, but I do want to see him. If he's there, I want to see him. So, this episode, man. Kuma stepping up big time. I cannot, dude. The final thing I'll say, and the reason I'm like, how long is this arc going to be? What's going to happen? Are they going to run away? The only thing that I think that I need, I want Bonney and Luffy to do a double Nika punch to Saturn. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that I need. I need to see that, so I'm hoping, I'm praying, and I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I appreciate you guys for watching with me. Again, I appreciate you guys watching one of the best episodes of One Piece with me. So I will see you guys hopefully next week for episode 1138. If you guys liked the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the full-length reactions up on Patreon to the entirety of the Egghead arc. And finally, most importantly, if you enjoy my content, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe. It really helps me out. Final thing, I forgot to say it. If you are interested in my full-length reactions, they are $7 a month for animated shows. So check that out if you're intrigued in that. I will see you guys. You guys have a good one.